Hello everyone, it's Chris here. I've had a couple of my friends come to me and ask me about bullet journaling, so what I wanted to do is create a short video series of a couple of my tips and tricks for utilizing bullet journal well. So in the following videos I'm going to be showing you a little bit of my bullet journal and how I use it as a system, and how I decorate it and make it look kind of nice, and give some tips and tricks on how to do that easily without being an artist, because I'm definitely not artistic. It takes a little bit of research and a little bit of getting used to, but once you have what you want to do laid out in front of you, it's actually a pretty easy system to utilize and make your day much more productive. I know it's really helped me get a lot more accomplished in a day because I'm very clear with myself about what my expectations are, and that makes achieving goals much more possible for me. So in the upcoming videos, I'm going to be talking about a lot of products, and before we get into it, I don't want to come off the wrong way. None of these are companies that have reached out to me and asked me to endorse them or support them because I'm a nobody. These are just products that I've used that I found through Amazon or through Googling, and I purchased them and I've had a positive experience with them. And the way I'm setting up links to these products is I'm actually using an Amazon Associates account. So if you purchase them through my link, I actually do get a small commission for the purchase. And I just want you to be aware of that. So if you actually are enthusiastic about supporting me and my channel and my videos, what you can do is actually click each individual link and put each item into your cart if you want to purchase the same items that I'm linking. If not, no hard feelings. Definitely find what works for you, because everyone likes to use different supplies, especially when it comes to stationery. A lot of people have strong opinions on what they like. So with all of that out of the way, for this introductory video, what we're going to be doing is looking at a really brief overview of my current bullet journal. What that entails is just flipping through the pages and not stopping too much to look at the details, just getting a visual glimpse of what an easily achievable bullet journal looks like. And everything in this journal is something that I am able to easily explain for someone else to do. Most of that will be covered in this short video series, but if there's something that you find really interesting or intriguing and you don't quite know how I achieved it, definitely leave a comment, send me a message, ask those questions. I love answering questions about journaling, and I'll be happy to either type out a response or make a video response that answers your question and lets you really enjoy journaling as much as possible. So with that, we're going to jump right into the top-down view of the video. We'll be looking at my journal. One thing to pay attention to is notice how nothing is really in order. When using a bullet journal, what you want to do is when you have an idea for a page or a page you want to do, just go to the next blank page in your journal and then write that page in your index so that you can keep up with it. You'll notice that I don't have a section of daily things and a section of monthly things and a section of decorative things. It's all really spread out and it looks disorganized, but the index is what organizes it and gives it kind of some threading. So pay attention to that as you see the quick flip through of my bullet journal. Alright, so this is the top-down view that we're going to be using to look at some of my supplies and my journal. I know the setup's a little weird. I've got like a bright iPhone light here, and this is actually a desk organizer, and it's on the floor. So some of the angles are going to feel a little weird, but hopefully you'll be able to see everything okay. So we'll get into the supplies in a little more detail in the next video, but I just wanted to give you a quick introduction and brief overview. So this is my main pen. This is a Pilot Metropolitan medium nib fountain pen. It writes very well for such a cheap fountain pen. Easily purchased on Amazon, and this is a Leuchtturm 1917 or some number like that. Yeah, 1917. Yeah, it's in the back. It's a German-made journal, and I like it a little bit more than the Moleskines, or Moleskines, however you want to pronounce it. There are a couple of minor things. I think that the band is a little bit tighter on this. This is hardback, which I really enjoy, and this also has pre-numbered pages, and we're going to be talking about a lot of aspects of bullet journaling, and one of those is indexing. So it's really great to have pre-numbered pages. But I'll talk about that at a little more depth in the in the supplies video. So just a brief look through, you're going to see a lot of sticky notes with little marks. That's just a slightly private information that I don't want public. So just a couple of glances at the pages we'll be looking at in more detail. So you see I do some yearly calendar type stuff, and then I have some monthly calendar stuff that I'll explain, some habit trackers, and then this is with the focus of a bullet journal is truly, in my opinion, these are daily pages. So for each day, I go through and throughout the day or at the beginning of a day, I'll just write down a bunch of my to-do list items. And I mean, they can be big or small. I have like shave on here, which is a pretty small goal, but you know, I like to see that I've done things each day. We'll look at a couple of other types of pages called collections. Sometimes I like to lay out a couple of other type of things that we'll talk about. Gratitude log is really fun, and a couple of more dailies. So you'll see that this is not in some perfect laid out chronological order, which is really important to know. My days are kind of spread out, and then when we look back at the index, we'll see that my dailies for August 2016 are on pages 9, 16 to 17, 24, and 36. So they're spread out, but they're indexed so that I can find them if I ever wonder, oh, what was I doing in the middle of August? And so down here we have September, and I've started the dailies for September, even though the month has just begun. So we have a couple more pages. This is from an interview. So this is obviously, you can just use it like a journal as well. So I wrote basically what I would consider a journal entry, just to kind of jot my thoughts down. And I blocked out some of the sensitive info there. We'll talk about some more of these pages as well. But yeah, this is just a brief overview of what pages kind of look like in a journal. And we'll talk about all of these in more depth in the coming videos. I just wanted to give you a brief glimpse. And the next video will be focusing on the supplies I use to bullet journal.